That's good bait. That's good bait. Welcome back to Suki. Fishing's been slow, so I thought I'd go live. Maybe get some live luck. Hey, Superfly. Welcome. You got me live this time. Fishing's a little slower today. It's going all right. I've caught a couple, but it's definitely slower today. Water's lower. We had all that rain last week, stirred up the water. It was really good fishing last weekend. Water's back down to normal. It's a little slow. It's slow enough fishing that I thought I'd do another live. I've done a couple of them today. I tried to TikTok live. That was different. I think I prefer YouTube. TikTok live felt like sitting at a slot machine at a casino. It was weird. Yeah, I always said I'd never have a TikTok, but it's a good way to promote your videos and stuff. My TikTok has really taken off, surprisingly. But yeah, I was always like, I'm not going to be a TikTok guy. And now I have it. We got some Army guys, some guys that are stationed out here at Fort Benning in Georgia, over here on this nice sandy beach, and they're fishing, catching some stuff. They caught a bluegill. I think they cut him up and put him out for bait. Welcome back, Keegan. Thanks for joining again. Yeah, Facebook is kind of the low end of social media nowadays. I basically just use my Facebook for family stuff, pictures, and to keep up to date with old friends. Facebook used to be the go-to, man, the GOAT of social media, but it's bad. I use Instagram a lot. I'm on YouTube a lot now, and I guess now TikTok. Yeah, the audience participation on YouTube is way better. That's cool. Were you tying flies? What were you doing on your live? Yeah, if you don't have any sound, that's unusual for them to stick around. So you must have really held their curiosity with the tie flying. I've thought about doing some black and white videos, just for something creative to do. I thought about doing that as well. If I ever come out on the river and it's a nice, moody, cloudy, foggy day, I may do a black and white YouTube video. I think that sounds interesting. Yeah, I use a Insta360 Ace Pro 2 as one of my cameras, and it has a Leica black and white filter built into it. It looks really cool. If you know anything about cameras, Leica is the standard when it comes to black and white. I think it'd have to be the right morning, like a foggy morning, overcast. So I got 3 poles out today. One with cut bait skipjack, the other one with a cut bait bluegill, and this one is just hanging in the water, in the water column right off the bottom, and it has a piece of carp on it. So we're trying to see what we want today. It's been pretty slow though. 3 fish so far, 2 catfish and a gar. But I can be out here all day today. The wife has plans on her own, so I ain't got nothing else to do but sit on the water, and I don't mind that. Last weekend wasn't slow. I caught 21 catfish in about a 6-hour period. The water was up. It was real milky. When I say milky, I mean dirt, like chocolate milk. We had a lot of rain, stirred everything up, really activated the bite. But this week there hasn't been any rain. Water's back down to normal, so it's been slow. It's time to freshen up the bait. This one has a fish on it. I wonder how long he's been sitting on that. Well, I got a fish on it. Boy, that bait's been out there 15 minutes. He must have had it the whole time. Oh yeah, little guy. Oh yeah. Little bitty blue. Boy, he is talking up a storm. You hear that noise they make, that grunt noise they make? Got a little blue. I need to remember to turn on my action camera. You hear that? Hear that talking? I hope that means he's calling his mama. Wouldn't mind catching this guy's mom or dad. Man, I wonder how long he's been chewing on that bait. Been a minute. Gonna put a piece of bluegill on this one now. A little piece of bluegill. I'm out of skipjack now. I'm gonna have to try to find someone that's got some frozen so I can buy off of them. He was big enough. He didn't pull any drag at all. Yeah, I didn't know he was a cat. It's kind of funny. Getting a good bite on this one over here now. Case, hey man, how you doing today? Hey Superfly, how you doing? I always see you in another person's stream. Welcome, Case. Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, Superfly, he's really good about watching people's streams, man. I really appreciate guys that come back and support. It's really cool. Nice having you here, Case. You just missed we just caught the baby, the most baby of baby blue cats. And he was barking mad. He was making all sorts of noise. So I'm hoping he called his mom and his dad. Maybe they'll come and bite my bait. Welcome back, Superfly. Superfly, you gonna be around for a while? I might make you moderator. Not that I've had any trouble, but last weekend's stream, we did have a guy in here that was acting a fool. If you're going to be around for a while, I might make you moderator if it's okay. Wind's picking up. That's nice. Case, I stream at least once a weekend. How do I make you moderator? Superfly, let's see. There we go. Add as moderator. There you go, man. You're now moderator. Thank you for that. Yeah, Case, I try to stream at least once a weekend. I've done a couple of streams today. I did a couple of live streams on YouTube and a couple on TikTok, but I'm back on moderator now. Yeah, just let me know when you need to go, Superfly. But yeah, if anybody acts a fool or whatever, you got the power to kick him out. Is that frog costume one of your puppets, for one of your puppets, or is that just like a costume? Case, you doing any fishing recently? You going fishing this weekend? If you're going fishing, what will you be fishing for? Thanks, Case. I appreciate that. If you like fishing content, be sure to give my channel a sub. I do a couple videos a week, and I post a lot of educational fishing stuff too. I just did a whole series on. I did a whole series of videos about the life cycle and about the life cycle of blue catfish and flatheads last couple weeks. You got engaged to your wife in that frog costume. All right, man. Yep. Oh, you fish in tournaments. That's awesome. I used to bass fish a lot, but I'm more of a cat fisherman nowadays, but I do love bass fishing. So you were the prince to her. Wait, how does that work? You were the prince disguised as a frog in that. Yeah, the frog and the prince. Yeah, that's pretty romantic. Awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's really cool. I've been married to my wife for 6 years now. We've been together over a decade. That's true. Do the craziest thing you can think of. In case you fished in any bass tournaments recently, how'd you do? 18 years. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm down here in the Tom Bigby where I'm at, and it's hard bass fishing, but you could catch a 15-pound bag. Nice. Where's the Tom Bigby at? I don't know where that's it. Where that's at. That's a place I've never heard of. Tom Bigby. Is that a river or is that a town? Mississippi. Okay. All right. That's not too far from Georgia. I'll have to Google Maps that later and check out the area. That's a place I've never heard of. So a frog fly. Frogs are pretty big. Is this a big fly? Or does it look like a baby frog? A baby frog. Cool. Yeah, man, frogs are a great source of bait, food for fish. I imagine a frog fly would do all right. Everything eats frogs, from tadpoles to baby frogs all the way up to adult frogs. Nice. You got a second place finish in the classic and fished Wednesday night. I got first. Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. Are these local type tournaments, or is it associated with an organization like Bassmaster or FLA or whatever those organizations are called? Nice. Frog should wiggle, so that's good. I would assume Mississippi would be a pretty decent state for bass fishing, being a southern state and having southern strain bass. The TBF. Nice, okay. very cool. Long time ago, like 30 years ago, I worked for a TV company and I filmed a fishing show. I was the cameraman and a producer for a fishing show in Oklahoma on Grand Lake, and we did a lot of bass tournaments. It was fun stuff. Yeah, the host was a local guide on Grand Lake, Oklahoma, so he did real well. Yeah, he used to compete in the tournaments, and I would film him fishing. Yeah, I'd film him fishing when all I wanted to be was fishing. But as a camera guy, you don't get to fish. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. All right. The bite for bass is not really on right now, and it'll turn on a little bit. Yeah, I would say the same thing here in the river. The bite in the Chattahoochee, the bite for the bass is not super great right now, but it'll definitely turn on. This morning I saw a lot of topwater activity. I even threw a whopper popper a few times to see, but I didn't get anything to hit. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, those southern states, you guys got those southern strain bass. They get big. They grow all year round. Yeah, and they have the northern strain bass up north, and I would imagine Ontario has the northern strain bass. And the water's colder up there. They can get big. It just takes a lot longer for them to get big. Yeah, Guntersville, that's a classic Bass Lake, and Pickwick for sure. I remember watching Bassmaster tournaments on Guntersville when I was a kid. A lot of smallmouth bass up there. Smallmouth, that is 6 pounds. That'd be a big smallmouth, but a 6 pound largemouth, that ain't nothing to cough at either. That's a good fish. Yeah, smallmouth is fun. Kansas has a really good population of smallmouth. They don't get giant, but they get big. You ever get a chance to go to Oklahoma or Kansas, some of those mid states, there's good smallmouth population. If you go up to Chicago, fish that Great Lake up there, really good smallmouth fishing up there. Really good smallmouth fishing. They're mean too, man. You think largemouth bass fight well? Smallmouth bass is crazy mean. They hit like a freight train and they fight forever. 6 pound smallmouth, that is no joke on a smallmouth. That is a chode. That is a chunk of a smallmouth. I'll give this spot another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll probably just float down the river a little bit and set up in a different spot, just drift down. So I haven't really watched bass fishing in a long time, but man, all the classic guys, Kevin Van Dam, Ike Iaconelli, I think was his name. I remember those guys from the 90s when I used to watch a lot more. Roland Martin, Bill Dance. There was a Japanese guy in the 90s that was huge. I can't remember his name, but it was when the Japanese really got into bass fishing. And there's some really good bass fishing in Japan as well. And yeah, those are some of the guys that I recall. I liked Ike Iconelli. I think that was his name. He was like the bad boy of fishing during that time. Yeah, spotted bass for sure. We have spotted bass. Excuse me. We have spotted bass, yellow bass, and Alabama bass. Alabama bass is an invasive. They're only found in Alabama, but they're starting to make their ways into the rivers here. And I think they have smallmouth bass around here. I just don't think there's a big population of them. Yeah, that's the way the bass fishing in is at Table Rock Lake in Arkansas, man. Super deep water, like 80, 90 feet, maybe deeper. And you hook a big one up there and it just dives deep, drags you all over the river. I think I'm going to start the process of just floating down the river a little ways, get a different spot. Well, you're not going to catch anything if you don't have any bait. Someone stole my bait. Sounds like a boat might be heading our way. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you guys where I'm at. Right in front of me there, we got a big tree stump lay down, and it looks like all the way down this river section, there's a bunch of trees. So we're gonna target them, try to get some flatheads. Seems like it would be catfishy water. I was going to go further down, but I saw all these trees. This time of day, they're going to be snugged up against those trees. Be cutting up a bluegill here. I'm afraid I don't have a great angle right now. The sun is right in front of me, so I think I'm going to be blacked out as far as the view goes. Got a bluegill headpiece here. We'll see what happens. Excuse me. If anything, there'll probably be some channel cats around here. It's not very deep, so I may not spend very much time here. Yeah, it's not very deep over here at all, so I may not spend very much time here. Adjusted my brightness so I could see the screen a little better. Starting to get warm. There is now a breeze, at least a little bit of a breeze. It's going to be well into the 90s today, but at least the humidity is not too bad. All right, man. Thanks, Superfly. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the help in the room today. You have a good rest of your day. We'll try. We're going to catch a good one for Superfly. Thanks again. Nice. Yeah, I looked for you the other day, but try to leave a comment so I can find you. I'm not sure if I subbed to you or not. I think I did, but try to leave a comment so that I can find you. All right, I'll look for you then, Superfly. Just had a good bite on this pole. Didn't get hooked up though, so let's see if he continues to hit it. Just need him to take it down. I'm having a hard time seeing who's in my room, so if you're in my room, say hi. All right, man. Sounds good. Thanks. I will definitely give you a sub and check out the next live session you got going on.